Hello and welcome to the Week 6 game of the week between the Misfits and the Diamond Divas. Starting on the mound in this one for the Misfits would be Jacob Morton. First at the plate would be Danny Salenbine, who had started off with a hit. Followed up by Libby Miller, who would also dig out a hit. So Diamond Divas starting it off well here, as Kiara Nita would pop up for an out. But remember, the Misfits are only playing with 2 players here, so pretty tough matchup for them as they walk Brooke Brining. Danny Salenbine would then hit into a fielder's choice. That would bring up Miller, who would hit a shot to the left side, and that'll bring in a run for the Divas. 2 runs for the Divas. And a ball thrown away by Morton there. You hate to see that, and that'll actually end up bringing 3 runs for the Divas. Up early here in the top of the first. Nito will strike out, and we'll go to the bottom. Let's see what the Misfits can do here with 2 guys. Morton will pop up for the first out, and Peyton Smith will also fly out. That'll bring Morton back up, who will beat it out to first. So if you're not familiar with the HWBL rules, if you are playing with less than 4 players, you can get hits just like any team, but if it comes your turn to be back at the plate, and some wild throws going on here as Smith will move to third, and he'll actually look to take home, and he will. Morton will get to third, and he'll hold there as Karanita will stand on home with the ball. So, the Misfits able to get a run across in the first inning. Fortunately, Smith will go down looking. Brining starting off here will fly out. Anyway, as I was saying in the last half of the inning, if it comes your turn to hit, you have to vacate the base and go hit. So, it makes it extremely tough to get runs because you're always unable to push runners around. And there we'll see the third out made by Nito, so we'll move to the bottom of the second. Morton will start it off with the walk. So here's the thing, even though Morton walks, and the Diamond Divas are actually able to get the out at second. Nice play there by Nito, who's on the mound today. Morton with a hit, and so here's the deal right here. They get first and second, and Smith has to go hit and vacate second base. Morton here with a deep shot. That'll be off the wall, and you'll see Smith will actually get to third safely, but doesn't really do much because he has to vacate the base. So here we go. He pops one up, and that's the third out. So to the top of the third we'll go. And Brining will get a single. That'll bring up Salenbine, who will strike out swinging. Miller takes an outside pitch back up the middle, and they will get the out at second. Nito drives one up the middle, and that'll be caught for out 3. So, to the bottom of the third, still 3-1 Divas. Jake Morton will hit one, and we'll be able to get to second. Nicely done. Let's see if they can get a run across here. Unfortunately, he'll hold at second and have to vacate. So Morton will fly out. Smith now hits one to the left side, and they'll vacate again. Morton. Nice hit here, but another vacation. Where would you like to go this summer? Leave a comment. So, another hit, another vacation. Nice shot there. Another single. And you can see the Misfits, they're starting to drag a little bit. They get Morton out there as he tried to take third. Smith was able to move up to second. And let's see if he can score here. And he does. Turned on the afterburners. I like to see that. They did it well there. They got Smith to second Morton was able to drive him in. Well done. Now, alternatively, we've seen some other teams where, you get someone to a further base and then they'll just intentionally walk you. And, a lot of people could argue that that's the smart thing to do. I've heard other people argue that it's cowardice. But, when you're trying to get wins, it really makes sense. Make them pay for having less players. And so, that's what this rule has done. And, a nice bunt here by Nito. And she's able to beat it. Brining will also lay down a sort of slap bunt, but Morton will make a nice play there for the third out on a peg. Morton will lead it off now in the bottom of the fourth and get to second. And here you go. This is what I was talking about earlier. The intentional walk looks like. Now this is an interesting play. The Divas are able to get Morton out at first, and Smith will advance to third. And since Smith is the only runner on base, Morton is able to take third base, and Smith is able to drive him in. Now we see a shot from Morton here to the right side, using all the field. And Smith is moving. He's going all the way. And oh my goodness, a beautiful play. What a relay by the Divas to get it to Libby Miller, who would make the peg out right before Smith would get home. Nicely done. So that'll hold the Misfits from taking a lead and keep the score at 3-3. But that'll be out number 3, and that'll bring the Divas back up. And that looked almost underhand. Surprised they let that one fly. So Smith is pitching now. And, it's walk city right now. That's 4 in a row, and that'll walk in a run, and that hurts. You work so hard as the Misfits. You're running all over the place, and to see a walked-in run on 4 straight walks, that's tough. But, Peyton Smith, this isn't really his thing. I think if his teammates would have showed up, they could have had one of their other guys throw, and maybe we wouldn't have seen this downfall, no pun intended, of the Misfits, as it's now 6-3 with Brining up. She'll statue into a looking K. She's as shocked as anyone, I think. Salenbine will hit one, and that will bring in 2 runs. So, everything the Misfits had worked for, gone. Just like that. It's 8-3. And make it 9-3. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. And that'll be out 3 on a fielder's choice on a batted ball by Brining. Morton hits one down the line to start things in the bottom of the 5th. And they're able to get Morton at second. Nice play there. And Morton would go down with the looking K. So it's looking bleak here for the Misfits, as they will get their 3rd out in the 5th, and they'll really only have 3 more outs in their half of the inning to try to make anything happen. They'll get the 1st out. Libby Miller will get a hit there in the top of the 6th now. Nito will get a hit as well. I tell you what, it looked like a beautiful night there at the Holbein Wiffle Ball Field of Dreams. I mean, any night at the Holbein Wiffle Ball Field of Dreams is a good night. A nice peg play there by Jacob Morton, and a nice strike 3 there by Smith. So a little bit of life maybe moving into this bottom of the 6th. Morton swinging for the fences, just trying to make something happen. Smith with a swinging bunt. Libby Miller looks to make a great, amazing play. Fortunately, it turns into a throwaway, and Smith will get to second. And the classic intentional walk, and Morton will just hang his head as he knows his imminent defeat. So here we go. There's already 3 outs recorded. We're just taking hacks for fun, it looks like, at this point. The strike zone has completely been wrecked, and I think, that'll be it. So, thanks for joining us. Final Diamond Divas 9, Misfits 3. We'll see you next week.